You know, the weather in Indiana is absolutely bananas. Apparently, before I got up this morning, it was snowing. And then later in the day, it it ended up being like 70 degrees out and nice and sunny, and I had to take off my sweater because it was hot. So that's how my day is going. And I'm sitting here with a nice orange vanilla Coke Zero. And I thought this would be gross, but it's not half bad. Not my favorite, but it'll do in a pinch. What are you drinking? Let us know. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Geeky Girls Night In. This is Leslie, your normal host. Hey, before we start off this episode, I have to give several thank yous. I hope you don't mind. The first one going to Quinzel. Thank you so much for taking over in my quarter life crisis time of need, and we'll get to that a little bit later. I also want to thank Michelle Johnson. Michelle was the first person to contribute to the podcast coffee account. Would you like to help keep the lights on here? Head on over to coffee.com, and that's ko-franki.com/geekygirls, plural, N-I. Geeky Girls N-I. Next, I'd like to thank Ollie Allen Hall for drawing a hilarious rendition of my D&D character. It had the horse head and everything. It was amazing. I will attempt to post that picture in the show notes, and if you'd like to see any more of their art, which primarily deals in furries, their Twitter is @blobinthebigblue. And of course, I'll put that in the show notes as well. Finally, a big thank you to Josh Mack, who's working to create a 3D image of my D&D character, horse head and all. I wanted to get him on the show, I think, to talk a bit about 3D printing and design. I think that would be very cool. So let's get it poppin'. Last week, we saw the trailer drop for the final installment of Star Wars. It's called The Rise of Skywalker, which, who gonna rise? Everybody gone. So, I don't know about that. And now, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. You know, I didn't grow up with them, so I didn't have that nostalgia pull for it. But I truly enjoyed the movies, old ones and the new ones. And I didn't mind, I don't want to say I didn't mind Jar Jar Binks. I didn't have that supreme hatred for him that everybody else has. I just thought he was kind of annoying, but that's okay. But like I said, I'm not a fan from the way back, but my breathing hitched a bit when I saw Leia hug Rey, and I kind of gasped when I heard the evil laughter at the end of the trailer. And I had to go crowdsource and verify it was who I thought it was. So that'll be interesting. I'm super curious to know how all this is going to wrap up in a nice, neat little package. In other movie news, Avengers Endgame. Have you gotten your ticket? Emily, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, had a plan. And that plan immediately came to fruition. As a result, we're going opening night/evening. We'll have a nice dinner and then gird our loins to say goodbye. In preparation for the event, I want to share an article I read recently about the insane level of secrecy that the MCU uses to try and dispel spoilers. Link will be in the show notes as usual. Dem Thrones is back, y'all. Are y'all out here watching Game of Thrones? Don't worry, there won't be any kind of spoilers here, nor will there be at all ever during this podcast for the duration that Game of Thrones is on. I know that it takes people some time to watch these. My cousin was up earlier screaming that people were talking about it at work and she was about to lose her mind. So I'm just going to give my predictions. And if I don't mention the person, I don't care about them. Sansa, married to Samwell Tarly, rules on the Iron Throne. Sansa does, not Samwell. Arya, leader of the Queen's Guard. And that's it. That's all I care about. Cersei, Jaime, the Mountain can all fry. Oh, one more person. Hodor comes back and he has all his wits and he's okay. Dany and her dragons need a nice cottage next to a volcano so they can chill out. Chill. You get it? Chill. I'm sorry. And they can go on ahead and take Jon Snow with them and make cousin babies. That's fine. I know my predictions are out there, like clear out in blue, but I guess these are less predictions, more wishful thinking. So there you are. There's my wishful thinking for Dim Thrones. Hashtag Dim Thrones. Gaming news today is like your mom. Full of rumors and excitement. Xbox One S all-digital console has a possible leaked release date of May 7th and a pre-order date of April 16th. I already know the pre-order date is wrong because you can pre-order today on the Microsoft Store and it's April 15th at the time of recording this. The bundles are about $249 American dollars, and there are multiple bundles. I was looking at one that was kind of like a sampler bundle because none of the ones that are strictly game bundles interest me. Like, I have no interest in Minecraft at all. So shoot me a message. Which one would you pick? Also, as Quinzel mentioned last episode, I got a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, and I love it. I guess it's like when I was young, I used to be young, y'all. When I was young, like elementary school, Game Boys were all the rage. And there was no way on God's green earth I was ever going to get a Game Boy. That just wasn't in the financial cards for my family. Well, I guess my Game Boy has come now, and I'm pretty pumped about it, which makes a lot more sense to me because back then the game to play was Zelda, and I played it on somebody else's Game Boy, and that was not my thing. So I got the Switch. I love it. It came with Mario Odyssey. My husband bought a package deal, so I got a game, a case, like enamel pin that you can pin to clothing or fabric or whatever, and until you opened it you didn't know what the pin was of. It was just of a Mario character. That's all you knew. So far I've purchased a micro SDXC card to boost the memory. I do have some questions though, and I was hoping you guys could answer. I could look them up, but I also want your opinion because you are important to me and I love you. So, what are your favorite games on the Nintendo Switch? I saw Sonic the Hedgehog in the online store, and that I am definitely going to scoop up. I loved Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid. And what's this? I'm looking at the store now. Yo! Mortal Kombat is coming on here too. It's on pre-order, so I will be getting that as well. I love Mortal Kombat. Fun fact, as a kid, I wanted to go as Melina for Halloween, and nobody in my family was having that. And yes, Melina, the one with the teeth on her cheeks. That's who I wanted to be. She wasn't all there, nor was I all there. I had a good reason. Middle school was rough. She had a good reason. She was a clone, and her clone daddy did not like her as much as the non-cloned her, which is a bummer for her. Okay, anyway, off track here. Next question. What is the point of Switch Online? It looks like I can get a year membership for $20, but what does it do? Can I play games for free? Is it like Kindle Unlimited for the Nintendo Switch? Because that would be awesome. And finally, my last question is, how did you decorate yours? So like I said, my Switch came as a bundle, and part of the bundle was a carrying case. Now, my husband lamented over the fact that he could not switch what the carrying case was, which isn't a big deal to me, but it is a Paw Patrol case. I've been looking at other cases, but honestly, other than the fact that Geeky Baby looks at it longingly and tells me every time she sees it that she loves Paw Patrol while staring at me expectantly like I'm supposed to hand it over, you know, it's working. It's fine. And if you have something to say about my Paw Patrol case, you know where to find me. Pull up. We can talk about it. Or we can fight. Either one. I'm not picky. I'm not picky. I've also been looking at decals for the Switch. The Joy-Motes, I think is what they're called. And the box thing that it goes in for when you have it on the TV, I guess it's kind of like a rest, and you can plug the cables into that box. I saw some Van Gogh ones. That there was one that was Starry Night, and then there was one that was just painting the sunflowers. And you know, I could edge the screen in like yellow, and then the Joy-Motes and the holder for when you use it on the TV would be the sunflowers or Starry Night, depending on what you want. And you know, considering I wept at the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, those are kind of contenders. I also enjoy sparkly rose gold. I enjoy rose gold, period. So I haven't seen much that catches my eye in the rose gold color. I've seen a couple, and if you know of any, feel free to let me know, or if you sell them, let me know. I would love to look at your shop and see if that's a purchase I'd like to make. But I just got the machine, and right now I'm just playing around with it and having a good time. I've got plenty of time to decorate it and plenty of options to do so. Do you game on consoles? What consoles do you use? I heard rumor that a new PlayStation was coming out. I don't know the title of it. I don't know anything. But it seems like when a new Xbox comes out, either within 6 months to a year, a new PlayStation comes out. They're forever competing with each other. So we shall see. This wraps up this episode of Geeky Girls Night In. Special thanks again to Quinzel for taking over while I alternately cried over my lost youth and read Amish romance novels and played with my Nintendo Switch. Also, thank you to, well, you, the listeners. The birthday wishes were so sweet. There will be a couple of links in the show notes for stories that are interesting, but I didn't have time to talk about. For example, would you play a game that requires you to shred a book? You'd have to write in it, and you'd have to shred it, page by page. Sounds kind of odd, right? If you read the article, it actually makes a lot of sense. And I think it is something that I would do. And I am a voracious reader, as I've stated time and again, and even wrote about it on Instagram, talking about my new plants, because the plant reminds me of my middle school library where I used to sit back in the corner and just read through my lunch, just to get out of that awful lunchroom with those awful people. And there was like an aloe plant above on the windowsill in the little nook that I kind of chilled in. So make sure you check that out on Instagram too. Also, feel free to send me a message answering the questions that I asked of you. The phone number will be in the show notes, and you can always reach us on our Facebook page and Instagram. So I hope to hear from all of you soon, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Geeky Girls Night In is brought to you by me, Leslie. You can find me on Twitter at Geeky Girls NI, on Facebook at Geeky Girls Night In, or in your backyard, strumming dulcet tones on a mandolin, serenading you sweetly. Feel free to shoot me a message if you have something geeky going on that you want announced on the show. You can find written musings by me, Quinzel, or Melissa at geekygirlguide.com. Like the show? Would you like to buy me a cup of coffee? Consider donating to my coffee. That's ko-fi.com/geekygirlsni. Want to send me or the other girls some snail mail? You can reach us at P.O. Box 90232, Indianapolis, Indiana 46290. Feel free to leave a review on iTunes or on the Facebook page. I'll read new reviews, good or bad, on the show. Music is by Makai Beats. Until next time.